All right, in the last video, we finished up our flat color, which if we turn off our other layers, our flat color alone looks like this, right? Without the line art, it looks like this. So it's very important that your flat color is isolated. It has no background on it. It has no line art on it. That makes each of these individual shapes that can easily be changed, should you want to, right? And I did another version of it. So I had this, and then I had the older version. And I like this version, so that's the one I'm going to keep. You just want one version of flat local color. And then with the line art, it looks like that. On black, it looks good. On gray, it looks good. On white, it looks good. It's not quite right yet, right? But it's a good start. So my next step, notice it's the only one that's not locked, right? I'm going to lock that now. And then I'm going to duplicate it, Command J. When I duplicate it, it unlocks. And now we are going to add Duotone to it. So this is the flat color. Duotone is when you take the local color and you push it towards lights and darks. So we are going to start with what's called Duotone Hard Edge, which you see here with this little color comp of a Ninja Turtle, right? The green gets split into a light green and a dark green. The brown gets split into a dark brown and a light brown. Pretty basic. That is hard edge. Another type of duotone is soft edge, which you can see with this past student example. The skin tone gets turned into a light tone and a dark tone, but then it softly gradates between them. Same in the hair, same in the cape, same in the costume, same in the boots, etc. Let's look at it with this guy. So that's the flat color. Then this is what we'll be doing next, putting in hard edge duotone, highlights and shadows. This is the thing I want you to notice, which is really interesting and really helps you improve your work. That this local flat color of this sack, that color isn't actually used in the duotone hard edge. Instead, it's used to get our light version and it's used to get our dark version. But it itself is not used. It's the midtone. So what we're doing, you can see it a lot more clearly in this example, is we're what's called posterizing. We're pushing our colors, our local flat colors, out to the edges to make it more dramatic. Sometimes colorists will start with a flat color and then just add shadows, and that gives them the duotone hard edge. But it's not quite as pushed, right? And then sometimes artists will just do duotones by using tools like dodge and burn. And that's perfect for soft edge duotone like this, which gives you really subtle transitions. But my thinking is you want to start with crisp transitions like this, duotone hard edge, and then I'll show you how you can easily soften them to be like this, right? Like this. So that's what I'm going to get you all to understand, and then you can decide whether you want to use the hard edge or whether you want to soften it. So I am going to rename this duplicate of my flat colors, and I'm going to call it Duotone Highlights. Highlights all in capitals. And now I'm going to go to Image, Adjustments. Remember our good old image adjustments? Levels. And I'm just going to very simply push that middle slider to the left. And that's going to give me my highlights. And as bright as it looks, my white, right, my cream colored white, which was this color, is now this color, is still not solid white. So you don't want to push your highlights so bright that they lose differentiation, something like that they lose their pixel identity. You don't want them to go to white, right? All right, now these are my duotone highlights, and I want to do it cut edge, hard edge. So I'm going to use my lasso with a 0 pixel feather, and I am going to, with my tablet, cut out where I think my highlights should go. So I want them to go on the side of the crown and then at the top of the crown. Like this. So then I delete, and what I'm cutting out are the shadows. So you see that is it with Duotone on the crown. Now with the wing, where do I want it? I might want to even add some texture into it. It's not going to look good, but let me at least show it to you. Doom. And then I can decide, well, maybe I need it to separate it out more here, so I'll delete that too. And maybe a little bit more here. There we go. And if I wanted some that I missed, right, I can always get it back. But this is experimenting. Remember, this is my only unlocked layer, so it's the only one I can affect. Then for the eyes, this is what I love about this method, is I can go across multiple layers of color and delete. They have to be in the right layer, right? And then it will cut away from those multiple layers. So for instance, cut the shadow away from the mouth. Like this. And it cuts across all those layers. And depends how clean you want to be. This is, like I said, in animation called cell shading. And it's a really fun technique. But you really have to commit to where the shadows start and stop. Right? But it can add a lot of nice emphasis. And sometimes you can overdo it. But again, we're not making logos here. We're just making purposeful illustrations. So we don't need to worry about being absolute perfectionists about it. Oops, what was that? I'm going to go ahead and close Illustrator. I don't need it anymore. Because Photoshop takes up quite a bit of processing, I'm going to close programs I don't need open. For some reason I have quite a few open. And then I'm going to save my work every once in a while. Wait, what happened? Where's all my work? There we go. Okay. And that's why you save it. Okay. Because sometimes things happen you don't predict. I think my knuckle brushed something that it shouldn't have brushed. So I'm selecting and then cutting out shadow shapes. And until you get the hang of it, just go one by one. Now this might be the end of digital coloring for you if you're happy with that result. But because I'm going to show you all the different methods, it's just the beginning to the other options, the more involved forms of digital coloring. This opens them up to us. What I'm doing here is called scalloping, just using curved edges to complement the straight edges. Helps to make little sound effects to yourself as you work on it. Keeps you engaged. And once you find an approach you like the scalloping here, then you have the confidence to keep it going. And you can see it can really bring those flat colors to life. Now, do you need to understand light logic? Not really. Basically, digital coloring isn't about matching what the physics of the light would do. It's about communicating the most effective image you can and using color and lighting to do it. But in general, I'm thinking of the lighting as coming from the top. And so the underside of things is going to have this duotone shadow. And what started as very clean flat colors are now a little bit more complicated, right? As they go between these different versions. I'm going to try to scalloping all of this. See how that works. Nope, that's not going to work. Connecting it with curves and cutting it out. And even fairly complex illustrations like mine, once you have kind of a system and you do them on different layers, remember this is on a duplicate layer. You're not changing your flat colors, you're duplicating them and altering them and revealing them underneath. So this is what my duotone colors look like on their own with the flat colors showing through. And I got there by using levels to push those flat colors brighter. And you decide where duotone is most effective. You don't need to use it everywhere.